Welcome to the internet.
Have a look around. That was so dumb. That was so dumb. Oh, you gotta keep that in though.
I'm keeping that in.
Yeah.
All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. We got more Bo Burnham content coming to you today. Today, I'm joined by Chris from Filmstock. How are you doing today?
Doing great. So pumped to talk about this. I made a video on my channel, but that's the only Bo Burnham related thing I've ever done. You've been doing a bunch of Bo Burnham stuff, so I'm excited to come on your channel. And this video is epic. It's gonna be epic.
It's gonna be so good. I love Bo Burnham. He's like my third favorite comedian of all time. Like he's in the top three. That's how much I love him. I've reviewed Inside. You did too. I ranked his specials. Now we have this, and we're gonna be ranking every single song from Inside. Obviously, the newest special. The soundtrack actually or soundtrack whatever the album came out today, and it's kind of funny that we planned this like a few days ago, and then Bo Burnham announced that it would be dropping today, and we'd already planned for this to be the day. Well, it'll be yesterday by the time you're seeing this. I just thought of that. But I absolutely love the show. I know you really do. So I'm really excited to get into it. Again, this is our least favorite to our favorite. But then again, they're all good, right?
Yeah, they're all great, and this is one of the hardest rankings I've ever had to make for a YouTube video. Like every single one of these songs I enjoy for different reasons. I don't even think there's a bad one, so it's like really difficult to rank these.
100%. And I think without further ado, let's just get into it. So what is your number 20 pick? There's 20 songs here.
There is 20, yeah. It's gonna be. I think we probably might have the same one. It's Bezos 2. So that is what it's. Jeffrey Bezos Part 2, whatever you want to call it.
Yep.
It's catchy, but I just like the first one more. That's literally the reasoning behind it. And it's like, it's funnier with the visual of him in this absurd suit, like just being himself, being insane. But it's very, very short and not much to it. And it's just, there's a better part to the song. So that's why it's the bottom for me.
Yeah, 100%. I agree. Like, it's not too long. There's not a lot of lyrics in it. That's why it falls into the bottom spot for me. Although the bottom like five songs even could all really switch around. But coming in at coming in at number 19 for me has got to be Look Who's Inside Again. I almost messed that up. Again, they're all different, but this one, it's just one of the more forgettable ones. But I still enjoy it. Like, do you get what I mean?
Yeah, I get what you mean. It's actually, that one is so catchy. I mean, just like the main like few lines from it, I always sing in my head. But I think that when it comes back to that, there's a lot of great callbacks, and there's a lyric I like more in a different song that uses the main lyric from this song. If that makes sense, if you know.
Yeah,
yeah.
What's your number 19?
It's going to be FaceTime with my mom. Now, I really, really like this one.
Oh.
I know it's probably super low for a lot of people. Yeah, I know. My list is going to be so different than the ones you see it on. If you're on TikTok, anyone, like, my list is going to alienate some people. It's just like the way I feel. But FaceTime with my mom, I think it's super catchy. One of the earlier like bops, honestly. But I was just ranking them as I re-listened to the album today, and it just fell a little short for me. It's funny. I like a lot of the lines in there, like the one about season 6 of The Blacklist. Like that's just so relatable because parents watch like the NBC, like the network television.
Or
So I
holding your
thought it
phone
was,
close to your
yeah,
face.
yeah. It's really funny. I like it a lot. I want to emphasize that. I find the other ones catchier, or I like them more for different reasons.
Yeah, that's fair. This song's a lot higher up on my list, so I'll talk about that when I get to it. But coming in at number, what's this, 18 for me has got to be Unpaid Intern. Now, this one is super catchy.
Wow,
Super
super
catchy.
catchy.
I really love this song, and I've considered putting it higher, and it kind of hurts me to put it this low. The reason I think I like it more is because I like what it leads into, because, we have the whole reaction part from it where it just loops, and I think that's one of the funniest scenes. The only thing is, like, it's 40 seconds long, but that ending, wow, 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 always is stuck in my head every
Yeah.
time. That may be an unpopular opinion, but oh well.
It might be a little just because that's like one of the most catchy songs from the entire thing, but it's so freaking short, dude. Like
Yeah,
it's so short. So,
yeah,
I guess this is my 18 now, right? Yeah.
yep.
This is gonna be. I didn't even know it was technically a song, but it's like him talking for the most part. All time low, and I like this. It's funny, but it's kind of him talking about how he feels every day, and it's like such an abrupt transition that makes me laugh every time. He's like, "I got this feeling in my body, way down deep inside." And I feel like I want to die. It's pretty funny. Sorry to damage eardrums out there. I'm not a singer, but yeah, I
Okay.
didn't even know this was a song. So like when I went through the album, I was shocked that it was actually on there. That's why it's like super short. Like the
Yeah,
actual music in it is like 20 seconds. So
yeah.
catchy as hell, like everything. But again, everything above it holds more weight to me.
Yeah, I totally get that. That one actually is my next pick. So going into number 17, that is my pick because a lot of it is just him talking, and it's cool to it's cool to hear Bo Burnham's voice, like speaking voice in this too. Because like an album like What, because they still haven't released Make Happy. I know there's some copyright issues, but What has a lot of his jokes, like his comedy speaking jokes, you could say. But this one doesn't have that many. This one works for me. It's nice, but again, it's really short. As you said, the music is only really 20 seconds. So
Yeah.
yeah, there's a cool gateway.
So next up for me is Any Day Now, which is the song that plays at the very, very end. Super catchy, but I think it just says the same thing for a minute. It's like, it'll get better any day now, I think is what it says.
Yeah.
Catchy again, but just a nice little soft song to play us out.
Yeah, it's a good outro, and I like the meaning behind it. Obviously, Bo Burnham
Mm-hmm.
tackles some pretty heavy issues, even in a certain song that's very high up on my list. This one I'll talk about very soon. Honestly, I could switch back and forth with my next pick. Actually, I'll just talk about this one now. I really enjoy the meaning of it. It's just short. That's really my
Yep.
thing. And then that leads me into the next number. I totally forget which one we're even on, and that is Don't Want to Know. I just think this one's really funny. It's just like, oh yeah, are you enjoying the show? I'm pretty sure this is the one that starts off like disc two, basically. It's like what it says in Apple Music, but like the second half. And he's like, are you enjoying the show? Just kidding, I don't want to know. And then it goes back and forth. It's super catchy, super fun. But again, like these Bottom songs, the only reason they're lower is because they're shorter.
Yeah, exactly. My next one's actually Don't Want to Know as well. And my favorite line from it's like, I think he's like, are you on your phone? like,
Yeah. Or am I
don't
playing
want
in
to
the
know.
background?
Yeah. Uh, Very catchy, but it's like super, super short, which it's crazy. Like the variation as you get closer to the end, there's a lot longer, deeper songs. It's like there's a shift there. We're going to talk about that later, but
Yeah.
the short ones are still bops. So, yeah.
Oh, 100%. And I already did kind of talk about Any Day Now. So what is your pick?
My 15 is Look Who's Inside Again. It's a catchy little beat. Again, just short to the point. That's basically what a lot of these are. There's not
Yeah.
much to it to really like digest.
Yeah.
Just, I like the look who's inside again. Blah, 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 blah. You know, I'm tone deaf.
Yeah, exactly. No, we'll definitely go more in depth about the songs higher up on the list for those who are watching. Like, why are they talking so much about it? It's because they're 20-second songs. We're
There's
talking,
nothing to talk about right
you
now
know,
except
we're
the music.
talking more, we're talking for a longer amount of time than the songs, but that's okay. The next one for me is Bezos 1. Again, I really enjoy this song. I think this is definitely the better half of this whole Jeffrey Bezos. I just think it's one of the things that on both watches, because I've seen Inside twice now, it's really stuck in my head, and I really love this song.
Yeah, I mean, it's one that I listen to the most, which is hilarious to me. We'll talk about it soon. But next up for me is going to be Unpaid Intern, which I think is just a bop. It's one of the funniest, and it makes sense because like how the hell is Unpaid Intern a thing? It's like very legal somehow. People unpaid intern. I'm like, yeah, I mean,
I don't want, I
you're
want.
basically working a 40-hour week in some cases. You're not getting paid. It's crazy. But yeah, and the way that he at the end when he's like, I'm not even gonna try to do it because my voice can't go that high. But whatever noise comes out of Bo Burnham's mouth towards the end of that song, it gets a big laugh out of me.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like obviously it was lower down on my list, and again I could switch a ton of these around, but I think that it's one that sticks in my head the most, and because it leads into the amazing reaction sequence or scene sequence, same thing. I think that's what makes it great. So number 14 for me will be Shit. I just think this is a funny song. Like feeling like shit, da, 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 da. Like it's just one of those that it's just like fully comedic. Like a lot of these songs are comedic, but there are some that are just like it's just straight up jokes. Like the main focus of this song especially is just like the lyrics and how funny they are. It's not like the music in the background. It's not like a super deep song like the other ones. It's just like straight up comedy. You can tell by the name. It's literally named Shit. It's still a great song.
Dude, that one is probably like gonna irritate people where it is on my list because I freaking love it. But I don't
Good.
care. I don't care. I love that song.
No, that's
Yeah.
okay.
But yeah, we're gonna talk about that for sure. Next up for me is Bezos One, which I think is hilarity and like again, just so catchy. There's some lines I don't want to say on this video that are just like great. Like I like it's so catchy the way that he rhymes words. That's what I'll say. But I like
Yeah.
the very end when he just screams and it cuts off. That's one of my favorite moments in the whole special. He's just like, he goes, ah! And then it just cuts. It kills me every time.
I totally agree. Like the more I listen to the song, the more I like it. Again, it was just behind my last pick. It's a hilarious song. And then the next song for me is going to be Content. I love this song. This is where we get into the songs that I mean, I love them all, but like these ones I really, really enjoy. Content is just a great song. Like the line, "Hey, look, I made you some content." It's just like it's one of those that always sticks in my head. I don't know, like even the first time I watch it, that's something that when I'm editing, it's always just playing in my head because I'm technically making content. So I think that self-explanatory.
Yeah, I had to use that song as the outro music for my inside review because it's so freaking catchy. Like I had to. The
It's so
line, "Daddy made you some content, open wide."
I
The way I
laughed.
just talked through that too. It's so good.
I started laughing really hard when that line played. I've heard it already a bunch of times. And I like how you said it there. It made it even funnier.
I really overemphasized my words and was enunciating it. All right, so now we're getting into the part of my list where it could turn into hot take territory, pick after pick. But again, we're getting into more of the real songs now, so they're all fairly close for me. But next is going to be 30. I love it. I
Same.
really do. It
Same.
is, so we can talk about it
Yep.
together.
Yep.
Yeah. Just the chorus I really like, of course. And then just the actual moment in the special where he's sitting there in silence, embracing the last moments of his 20s, kind of hit different. So it's an emotional song, but it's got some good comedic bits to it as well. But what do you think of it? Because I know we share the
Oh
same
yeah.
spot.
Yeah, like it's definitely this part. I was wondering where this would go on your list, but I think in the special it really works because you really feel it when there's just, as you said, like dead silence and he's just staring at the clock and it
Yeah.
just runs down. There's no edits. It just runs down, and then it hits 12 o'clock and then the song starts. And it's a great song, great comedic bits, but there is also like that part of it that you're like, ooh, this is kind of weird, to see this guy grow up because we saw him when he was a teenager. Like a lot of people have followed him since the late 2000s. It's like weird in that way.
The sound's about to, I wasn't using my mic the whole entire time. The sound probably just went up.
Yeah, it definitely just
I
went up.
wasn't using a mic the whole time, so that's my bad. Next up for me is a very similar song to 30, just in my opinion, the way they're like written. Problematic. I like this one
Oh,
quite a
same.
bit. It's same, so now we're getting on the same page here. Yeah. This is a very self-aware song. He's talking about like things he's done in his past that he thinks are kind of shitty and calling himself out in a way. But it's also like in a very weird way. And try and stay with me here on the boat. It reminds me of like a Rocky training montage. The way he's like sweating and like jumping around his house. I literally was thinking of like Rocky 4 for some weird reason. Or like Rocky 3 mainly. But yeah. The very end too, I don't know music terms. I'm not a music god or anything, but
Yeah,
the way that the beat kind of changes, it goes really hard in like the last 30 seconds there.
changes tempo.
Yes, see, yeah. I don't have the diction to talk about music, the phonetical diction, for reference there. But
Yeah. Oh, so problematic for me works because he's basically saying like, how the hell have I not been canceled? That's basically the whole song. But I forget who I said this to. I DM'd this or I was talking to someone through Instagram DMs, and I said like the people who normally try to cancel other things, they love Bo Burnham. Like I don't know what the group I would specify as, but like the cancel culture group, whatever you want to call them. Anyway, that's something different. They all seem to love Bo Burnham, and anyone I've talked to who tries to cancel stuff, they love Bo Burnham, which is good. Thank God, because they'll never cancel Bo Burnham. Like he says words that you shouldn't say, but at the same time, I've heard many different like explanations for it. Like he was always made fun of for different reasons, and so people always say he reclaimed the words, which I don't think it. I don't. How do I say this without people getting mad at me? It's definitely like a whole other discussion here, so I'll probably stray away from that because I don't really know how to explain that. But I think it really works in the way because he's just like, as you said, like how has this not happened? How is this all this? I didn't even think of a Rocky training montage, but that's an interesting way to put it.
yeah, I think Bo Burnham is like uncancelable, and I know that's not a word. I'm just gonna roll with it.
It is
He's
now.
just so self-aware. You know what I mean? So he can't,
Yeah.
and he's so. Yeah, we talk about that in a whole other video. I'll
Yeah,
let
that's a
you
whole
guys
other
know.
video.
If you know, you know. Yeah. Um,
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you hear any background noise when I'm talking for the people listening, I do live in Georgia and it's summer season, so it is pouring rain, but it'll go away in like 5 minutes probably. But next up for me, I'm almost scared to put this one where it is. This is the one I was like, oh, people aren't gonna like this, and I know you're not gonna like it, and I'm sorry. It's the way that it is. Welcome to the internet. I know, I
It's in the
know.
top 10.
Yeah, it is. I thoroughly enjoy it. It's just it might be a little too bizarre for me, if that makes sense. Like it also I like think that it has a solid first half, and the second half kind of just meanders and kind of tampers off for me. But it is hilarious, and he again shows that he's a lyrical genius in this one. The way it definitely sounds like a Weird Al song. You know what I mean? How Weird Al kind of ups the beat as he goes and just gets eccentric with it. I just said it there. But yeah, it's great. I don't want to quote it because I would probably misquote it. But there's a lot of funny
and
jokes
the video
in
would get taken down.
Yeah, correct. There, yeah. But I think it's super solid. Don't come at me in the comments. Just my opinion. I love it still.
100%. Actually, when I said the video would get taken down, it's kind of funny because this is like the only clip on his YouTube that he posted. I love this song. I'll talk about it more in depth later, but there's definitely some very, very bizarre aspects from it. Yes, bizarre aspects from it, especially dealing with Harry Potter, if that makes sense. But next up is All Eyes on Me. I love this song. Like there's so much to it, the energy, everything. But not only do I love this scene in like the actual special, I could say, when he's like, come on, and he grabs the camera and he's just spinning around. I love the lighting, everything with it. I really, really love this song, and I don't know, there's just something to it that's just like so pumped up, and it just also shows his like sound editing skills. Like you see how he messes with stuff like autotune and stuff, but you're not annoyed that there's autotune because he's made jokes like that in the past when it comes to like Can't Handle This or the Kanye rant, whatever you want to call it, at the end of Make Happy. Obviously he uses autotune on some songs, not all, but like it always works and like benefits his songs, if that makes sense.
Yeah, my next one is also All Eyes on Me. It is very popular online right now. There's a lot of talking to it as well, but that's one of the more emotional moments in the show when he's like talking slow. He's like 5 years ago, and he's talking about like his panic attacks and how he's ready to get back on stage. And then the pandemic happened, and it was like, well, that
and the
sucks.
funniest thing happened.
Yeah, I love the way that he adds in like the laugh track too of the audience.
Yeah, or he's just
yeah, what a genius he is with the editing and all that.
For me, comedy comes in next, and I love this song. Again, all these songs are really great, and this one really stands out to me. Like, obviously, it's one of the first songs in the show, and it's just like it uses repetition well, everything. I say that in like every single video. I always say one song at least uses repetition well. I don't know why. It's just like a thing I start doing now with any music-related video. But it's a song that I think really sets the stage for what the rest, or at least part of the rest of the special is gonna be.
Yeah, that's one of the most catchy songs in the whole thing. We'll talk about that higher up on my list, definitely. But next up for me, this like from here on out, I think they're absolute fire. I love them, but I wanted to put this one higher, but I still love it. Sexting, it's so good. It is so good. It reminds me so much of The Lonely Island, like Mother Lover and Three Way. That's what I was thinking when I heard these. And it's just, I was laughing the whole entire time this song was happening. It's extremely catchy, like the chorus. I love it, and I don't know how some of his writing is so spot on. It just, I don't know. Hilarious. That's what I'll say.
I love this song so much. I totally get when you were like compared to The Lonely Island. This song I'll talk about very soon. It's not my next pick, but it's the one after it. I'll say that, so I'll save it a bit. But one of my favorite favorite lines, but most creative lines, is just like, or parts of the song, is the whole like Ferris wheel ticket part. Like, how the hell did he come up with that? I don't know. But for me,
what does he say? He's like, she sends back a snowman, crisis averted.
Crisis averted.
Yeah, that's so good.
Next up for me is going to be a song that a lot of people will put at their number one, will put very, very high up on their list. Again, I really love this song. It took me like more than one listen to really love it, and that is How the World Works. And again, a lot of people will have this at number one. This is probably the most common song I see posted on apps like Twitter or TikTok or anything. And I just love the meaning of it. Obviously, you know, he has Sako, and Sako is saying the world problems. So like, did you know? What does he say? Didn't you know the world is built on blood? It's just like stuff like that. It's a really, really good song. And again, like all these songs are just like perfect songs from here on out. I'm gonna say it.
Yeah, absolutely. That's my next one, and I was worried about it being a little low because I know people love that one, and Sako is one of the more iconic bits from this entire special. I just I don't know how the hell he thinks of some of these lyrics, especially what Sako says at the beginning. I'm just like,
Yeah,
damn, bro. All right.
yeah,
um,
yeah. In between the spaces
yeah,
that matter.
I will say if I had a complaint, it's a little bit long of a bit in my opinion. It's a
Yeah.
little long-winded, but I still appreciate it, and it's one of the top 10 songs easily. We both
Yes.
had it in our top
Oh,
10.
100%. I also love how the song ends with just as he
Yeah,
pulls his
yeah.
sock off. It's just like little things like that. And to think like he must have thought it out also well because he has it on and it's not like it's cutting between multiple cameras the entire time, like a few times, but he's just going like this and listening as this is performing. So I don't know, I just don't get how he does it, honestly.
Yeah. Blows my mind.
And then, of course, as I said before, sexting is next up for me. I adore this song. I think it is hilarious because I am an immature fucker. I have just a part that just says balls as a Snapchat sticker, and I send it to my friends all the time just because I think it's funny and because it is. And the
It
whole
is.
thing, and even like the way it's shot, it sounds so weird to compliment, but you know when it's the close-up of the face and you just have all the emojis, like it's hilarious. We talked about some of the lines before. This song is amazing, and like any other special, this would be like top three. Any other fucking comedy album, this would be like top three.
It's so freaking funny, dude. I was listening to it like I listened to them all again today, and
Yeah,
yeah, it slaps. What does he say? He's like, "We're moving on to phonetical diction" or something like that. He's like, "We're
yes,
on to words now." Like they just use
yeah,
emojis for
yeah.
stuff.
We're flirting like the Egyptians.
Yes, yeah. It's like I don't know how he thinks of this, but he's so freaking funny. So next up for me is going to be shit because it's just one of the catchiest in the entire thing,
Oh,
and I love. It's like wake up at 11:30, feeling like a bag of shit, and it's just like, all right. I mean, it is kind of serious in a sense
it is.
because he probably did, and I mean, I know a lot of people were like down during over the past year, myself included. There was like a month where I'd just be like, I hate this a lot. But it's hilarious, and it's one of the more trendier as well online, and especially
Yes,
TikTok audios. They're pretty funny TikToks with that
they are
audio. Not gonna
great.
lie. So this is like short, sweet, hilarious. That's all I gotta say.
100%. I love it. And like it is kind of relatable in a way and it's catchy because I feel like this is what a lot of us, especially Bo even talked about it, how we feel. I think this is a great song. So now we're into the top five here. We're really getting down to it. Coming in number five for me is the song that Chris had lower on his list, and that is FaceTime with My Mom. I love this song. This is one that when I first watched the special, I watched like the first 10, 15 minutes or whatever outside. And then my mom's just like, you need to turn that down. Like, there's a lot of swearing. So I moved inside so I could actually hear it. But one thing that she kept laughing at too was this song. And I think it's hilarious. The accuracy is so funny where it's just like, oh, your hair is, or did you just get to the shower? It's like, why? Your hair is wet. And he's just like yelling at the phone at some parts. And it works also like visually, but also in the lyrics because they are so accurate. Because have you ever answered a FaceTime call with your mom? It's like
Yep.
this
Or
every time.
any parent, it's like, what are we doing
Yeah.
here? They don't
Oh yeah,
understand.
like my dad's profile picture for like our old MacBook was like this from here up.
Yeah, it's like you can move it around, so it's very relatable. I
Yes.
do regret. I wanted this can go in the video. I wish I put that higher up. Like that should be 5 to 7 spots higher on my list. But life goes on. Life goes on.
Life goes on. Oh well, it's a YouTube video.
It's a
It's some
YouTube video.
content.
Yeah, my ranking will change every day. My rankings that I always post change after time anyway.
Yeah, 100%.
Next up for me is Goodbye, which we're in the top five now. This is one of the best songs by far. There's so many great like callbacks and nods to other lyrics in the song. It kind of this culmination of everything that made this great. And again, I think he's playing the piano to start this one, and I
Yeah.
just think that he's such it's a beautiful musician. And his lyrics, everything about him, he's a genius, and it's pretty catchy too. I like callbacks. Is that the right terminology? I'm not the music guy.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. like references, callbacks, same thing
Yeah,
as
yeah,
movies.
yeah.
It's like, yes, just compare it to movies and then we'll understand.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, I love the song. It's a little bit higher up, but I will talk about it. But I will say for now, just shortly, that this song is like, I think, one of his best, just like ever. Just it's the one that really impressed me. When I watched this song just blew my mind because I'm just like, he is an amazing musician. But that's all I'll say for now. Coming in number 4 for me is Welcome to the Internet. I love the song. I know it was a little bit low on your list, but I mean, still, well, it was still in the top 10, I think. So, I
10
mean,
or
every
11. Yeah, who
10 or
knows?
something like that. So every single song is good here to great. And I just think like the commentary on the song, and it says a lot, and I don't know how much of it is accurate, although I don't doubt that every single bit of it is accurate, which is sad and scary, but it's kind of funny in a way, and I like the way it's presented. I love the editing where it cuts and then it cuts in, he's looking like on the down angle, everything about it. I just think it's one of my favorite bits in the entire special.
Very well said there. I like it. It's just maybe it's one that's gonna have to grow on me over time, I think.
Yeah.
I'll
Oh
have to
yeah.
listen to
Like
it a few more times.
it definitely grew on me. I think watching it twice was definitely a thing because when I first watched it, if you go and watch my review, I gave it a 4 out of 5. But now that I've rewatched it, I'm bumping it up to a 5 out of 5. I don't even
Yeah.
care. I don't think that there was an issue with it.
Coming in at, I believe, number 4 is going to be Content. This is the opening song. It's just the way it opens. It sets the stage for what we're about to have. It's very like synth. I think that's what it's called when
Yeah.
you have like this techno kind of piano thing
Yeah.
going. I'm just throwing all the music lingo at the wall and hoping for the best here. But I think that I know like every word to this one. It's not hard to memorize because it's a short song,
Yeah.
but it's the one I've listened to the most because before the album was actually on Spotify, someone made like a podcast with all the songs and I was listening to it and I
Oh
just kept
wow.
clicking this one, and it's one of my favorites, especially the line that I mentioned earlier, which is just one of the best from the entire special. So yeah, great way to set the stage for this
Yes.
special.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like I think it, as you said, like sets the stage really well. We know what we're getting into for the most part. Maybe not the depressing stuff, but for the comedy standpoint, not and just like side note, I think the depressing stuff, as I said, is perfect. Like perfectly fits here. But it's an amazing song. I talked about it. It was a little bit lower on my list, but I still love this song. I think now we are getting to the podium. So getting the bronze medal for me is going to be Goodbye. And I think this song, as I said before, is one of his best songs just ever, and he has so many great songs. Like I know a lot of them are comedic songs. I still love them all, and this song really impresses me because it does feel like he's really matured. Like you look at some of the songs from, let's say, like Words, his first special, not Netflix special, but his first official special. That's funny, said together. And then, like, I'm not saying they're bad, they're all awesome. But then compared to this song, you really feel like the growth and development in him as a person, and I think that's what makes the song so great. And his vocals are incredible, as well as his piano skill and everything overall.
Yeah, that's definitely a top 5 song. Yeah, it's very impressive. He like isn't taken seriously enough as a musician, I feel maybe. And this
Yeah,
special might have opened even more doors for him. I don't know if he wants to go that route.
hopefully.
He already has done everything. He's a Renaissance man. That's what I called him.
He
So
is.
he can do it all.
He's 30 years
Um,
old.
yeah, yeah, for sure. So this is a last minute like switch around. I've been thinking about my top 3, like, and I have something written down. I am changing the order right now. My number 3, I think, is the best performed song in the entire special, the most intimate and personal, and that is That Funny Feeling. I think that it is splendid. Just the acoustic, very soft. Even the lighting, he has like this forest background in his little house or apartment, and it just hits differently. And it's about talking about like essentially like a depression or a panic or anything that you may have. Tackles it beautifully, but and honestly, it's not even really a comedy song. It's just a damn good song all around, I'd say. Like, let's settle down and get real serious here for a second. That's like almost the equivalent of him, like when he goes off on that spiel and Make Happy,
Yep.
right before the
Yep.
Kanye rant.
Yeah.
So I think that it's beautiful, just absolutely beautiful.
Yes. This song is definitely up on my list. I think that may say a lot about it. I have a lot to say about this song, so I will save it. But let's just say this is the only song from the thing that I actually added to my real like music playlist. That's how good of a song it is. That's all I'm gonna say. Coming in at number, what's this, 2 for me? Yes, getting the silver medal is gonna be White Woman's Instagram. I think it is insanely funny, insanely accurate. And before someone gets mad at me for saying that this is accurate and you're making fun of women and all this stuff, here are two TikToks I found scrolling very late at night that prove how accurate it is. I'll put them on the screen. They are so funny, just like the exact thing, with the birthday balloons and the flowers on the eyes and just like I don't know. There's so many things.
Avocado.
No, the mirror one where he has that oversized shirt and he's like sitting like this. It's just like when this was definitely the part that made me laugh the most, like or at least like consistently for however long the song is, 4 minutes or so. And I just think like it's the accuracy about it, but there's also like there's the accuracy, but then in the song there's also things of people making fun of the way that they post on Instagram, if that makes sense. And I don't know, I just think that it is a brilliant, one of my favorite comedy songs, probably ever, honestly.
Yeah, it's my number two. Everything you said, I pretty much echo. It's hilarious. Like, it's one of the few that makes me laugh out loud. Like, this and sexting might be like the funniest in my opinion, and then like shit, of course, is it's shit. I mean, it's good. It's the shit. So, White Wound's Instagram, it's accurate. I'm sorry. Like, you
Yeah,
can
it
come
is
at us all you
so
want. Like,
accurate.
you should just know at this point. Like, come on. Literally, those TikToks I've seen like 3 or 4. They're like, I feel
Yes.
personally attacked, and it's just
Yes,
like
that's it.
spot on replicas of the shots that he recreates. So it's so funny. And he really outdid himself with creating those pictures to a T,
Yeah.
like
They look
impressive production value.
so good, like,
Yeah.
and not even from like a comedy standpoint, like just from like a production standpoint, they look incredible.
So
But
now we're getting into the number ones, I guess, eh?
number one, I'll let you say your number one while I go grab something, but I'll let you
Okay.
talk.
Okay, cool. So my number one is going to be, and this is gonna probably get some heat just because I feel like most people have it a little lower on their list. But my number one is comedy or healing the world with comedy. That's what I call it in my head. This is it's so I it's the one that is stuck in my head constantly. I freaking love the beat changes. I think that it's just absolutely brilliantly written. It's funny at times too when he writes all those things on the whiteboard. I'm always like, oh my gosh, he really went all out for this.
Yes.
And then the line where it's like he's like making fun of somewhat. Yeah, what's up? Very good. I think that it's got a lot of great beat changes throughout, and I don't really know how to talk about music, you guys, but it lands with me the most. I don't know how to explain it. It's like I'm a self-reflected white guy, or I'm
Yeah.
self-reflected and I want to be an agent of change, and it's just like that. He's like making fun of like a lot of white dudes. I feel like in a sense.
Yes. I'm a special type of
So
white guy.
yeah, also the cinematography is pretty impressive there, but I don't know. It's just my favorite. It's the most re-listenable, not rewatchable, re-listenable. There we go.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
More
all
music
around.
analogy.
Before you talk about your number one, I love every single one of these songs. I think Bo Burnham's a pure genius. So, yeah.
Yes, 100%. But coming at number one for me, let's hope I don't blow out the speaker, my microphone here. If it is, tell me. But it's a song that really feels, Jesus, special to me in a way that just, I don't know. There's just something about it when I listen to it that really hit me, and it's a song that goes a little bit like this. Yeah. Anyway.
The
Yes.
lighters up. That's one of those songs for sure.
Oh,
No, it's
yeah.
where you like put your like phone flashlight on at
Yeah.
the concert. You're just like vibing. That's what it is basically.
That's exactly what it is. Oh God, I love this. I love this song so much. I did mess up at the end there, but oh well. I'm learning it right now. I may post a video on YouTube for it. We'll see. For me, that funny feeling is Bo Burnham's most personal song, and it's a song by him that really hit me. There's very few songs that when I listen to them, they really impact me and I can actually feel something. And every time I talk about it, even now, even when you said and I started talking about it, I just like I don't know. There's just to name a few songs like Black by Pearl Jam is my favorite song of all time. There's a bunch of Chris Cornell songs like Soundgarden, anything, Audio Slave that really hit me. Some by like Alice in Chains, like Lane Staley in general. And this song, I had the same feeling while listening to it. There's this shit. The coin just fell. There's just this feeling of I don't know, like what's the word, like peace in it because it's like somebody else gets it. Because obviously, a ton of people, if not everybody, struggled during quarantine and all this. And for me, there was definitely some stuff last year that was difficult. And then when he started singing I got chills. When he started singing the chorus, here it is again, that funny feeling. I was just like, oh, like somebody gets it. And I saw a TikTok again. Like people are gonna be like, "What the fuck are you talking about TikTok?" But no, I saw a TikTok that said, it was this girl. It's one of the big ones. It's probably blown up by now. And she said, "My sister texted me and said she loved the special, but she didn't understand that funny feeling. Damn, she's lucky." And I was like, that says a lot about the song. I think that right there says a lot about the song. For me, it's one of my favorite songs that I've heard in the past year.
It's a pretty damn good song, dude. Yeah, it was in my top 3. It was originally at my number 1. I'm not gonna lie. When I made the list, I just pulled that Audible
Yep.
because I realized that I probably personally will listen to the other 2 more, and that's like just like
Yes.
with watching movies. I kind of like I like to listen to songs over and over, so that's why I
Yep.
pulled that Audible. But it's damn good.
Yes. And I'm sorry to knock the tone down for everybody watching. It's just like
It's like,
that's
oh,
oh shit, it's been serious. But that's how the special kind of does it. So there's that. I don't know. There's just something about the song that's so great, and I love doing this ranking. For those who stuck through it through the whole thing, that's really great. I'm not sure how long the video will end up being. We're at like almost 45 minutes now. I'll probably knock it down to early 40s or like low 40s, high 30s, something like that. We'll see how it goes. And Chris, of course, have to thank you for coming on. Next month we will do something for your channel. Whatever the next one is,
absolutely, yeah,
we
we
got to
will.
do something for yours anytime. I mean, summer's coming up, so lots of time to
Yeah.
film, but it's always fun having you on.
Before we get out of here, though, subscribe to You and Reviews if you're watching. He's the man. And also, my mic was not plugged in for the first part of this video. It's a long story, but also, if you made it here, hashtag Bo Burnham in the comments. Let us know you're a real one.
Yes. Yes, everyone, hashtag Bo Burnham. And of course, tell us your favorite song, everything like that. You can drop your entire ranking down below, and I will look at them because literally read every comment. And I sometimes forget to respond to them, but I still read them all, and all of Chris's stuff will be linked down below. Of course, go buy his merch. It's great. I have a hoodie and a shirt. It's really great. And then, of course, YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, Twitch, Letterboxd, Instagram. There's a lot. And thank you once again, Chris, for coming on. And thank you all for watching. We'll see you guys next time. Over and out.